Daffodils, a masterpiece by William Wordsworth, the great poet of nature. Recitation and translation by Faaiza Masuood. William Wordsworth, an English romantic poet, a lover of nature, whose poetry abounds with images of lambs, flowers in the full bloom, wind-swept crags, and woodland scenes. His pleasure in nature, particularly that of his home, the Lake District, is famous. William Wordsworth has written very beautiful poems, but his well-known collection, which has given him an eternal fame, was lyrical ballads which he had written in collaboration with S.T. Coleridge. Apart from the other beautiful poems based on the love of nature, which reflect divine love, he has written deep philosophical and very long poems like lines composed a few miles above Tintern Abbey. So today I'll be particularly talking about daffodils. Keep on watching my videos and I'll be bringing for you more poems of William Wordsworth and other romantics like Keats and Shelley. So today let's recite and enjoy the poem Daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills. So here the poet seems in a very excited mood, and he's in a kind of ecstasy, and he's so excited, and he's feeling so carefree like a cloud which floats above the valleys and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So here the poet meets with a beautiful experience of his life, which becomes a part of his memory forever. When he comes across a crowd, a host means a great number or multitude of golden daffodils. So he's mesmerized by the beauty of those flowers which have grown beside the lake, under the trees. That's a beautiful scene. And the flowers are fluttering their petals like a butterfly flutters its wings. And the poet has given the flowers a human attribute when he says dancing in the breeze. So they are dancing like an expert dancer. So here he has used the literary device of personification, where he has presented the flowers as human beings. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. The poet is so mesmerized and hypnotized and attracted by the beauty of those beautiful flowers that his imagination is stirred, and he feels as if he is transported from the world of reality to the world of imagination. He can see on the firmament, and he feels that the daffodils are in such a great number that they are more than the stars which shine on the Milky Way. And there are never-ending lines of flowers, and the poet beholds a lot of flowers at a glance along the margin of the beautiful lake. So that is a beautiful explanation which makes the reader feel as if he is actually beholding the scene, and it also stirs his imagination. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. So the poet says the flowers are innumerable. I can see 10,000 at a glance, means at a brief look, and the flowers are tossing their heads in an ecstasy. It's a sprightly dance. They are dancing with great excitement, and they are cheerful and full of joy and happiness. So here again the poet has used a personification technique in which he compares the flowers with the humans, as if they are humans who are excited and they have indulged themselves in a sprightly dance, and they are moving their heads in the wind. That is such a beautiful scene which attracts the attention of the poet. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. So here he is presenting a very beautiful scene before our eyes, and we can also visualize it through our imagination. The poet sees the beautiful reflection of flowers in water, and as it's a bright and sunny day, so the waves are sparkling and dancing in the air, in the wind, but the flowers have surpassed the waves, sparkling waves, in their beauty, brightness and excitement. And it is such a beautiful company which makes a sensitive person like poet very happy. It's such a jocund company, it's such a cheerful company which has given him a treasure of happiness, as if a casket of treasure has opened, a casket of happiness has opened for him, and he's full of joy and excitement, and he's in a state of tranquility and peacefulness. He's so excited, and the same feeling is transported or conveyed to the reader, who feels as if he's actually beholding this beautiful scene. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. So in these lines, the poet says that he kept on staring at them. He was spellbound, he was hypnotized, he was mesmerized. He couldn't think anything. He was just beholding that beautiful scene which had opened the treasures of joy, which had opened the limitless treasures of happiness for him. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. So here the poet is reflecting towards his characteristic, or the important characteristic of his poetry. It was the characteristic of William Wordsworth that he would not write or compose the poem after beholding a scene. He would leave it for some time. Sometime months and years passed, but he didn't write a single line. But then, all of a sudden, that mood revived, and then he would write or compose the poetry on that. It might have taken years. So here he tells that often when he's lying on his sofa and his mind is empty or blank, it's vacant, or when he's sad or gloomy or in a pensive mood, so that beautiful scene flashes upon his imagination, his inner eye, or his imagination, or his mind, and it is full of pleasure for him then, and he actually, his mind takes him to that place and enjoys that scene once again. And this is the bliss of solitude. This is the blessing of loneliness, that a person can meditate, a person can use his imagination and can attain boundless or limitless joy or pleasure. So in solitude or in loneliness, people indulge in meditation, and this meditation brings tranquility to them or peacefulness to their minds, especially in the company of nature. And then this beautiful poem, which has given an eternal fame to the poet, along with the other well-known poems, ends with very beautiful lines which are ringing in the reader's mind even after he finishes reading that poem. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. So then when he recalls the past, when he had beheld that beautiful scene of those daffodils, which were more bright and beautiful and more greater in number than the stars in the Milky Way, which were more bright and beautiful and excited than the sparkling waves. His heart is filled with happiness, and his heart dances with the daffodils. Here, the poet has again used the technique of personification. He has personified his heart as an expert dancer whose heart is filled with joy, and he is dancing in ecstasy. So, this poem ends with these beautiful lines which make it a masterpiece. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. So dear viewers, I'll be back with more poems. Keep on watching my videos. Thank you so much.